Greetings, divine radiance. Hi, Brakita. Hey, Bree. Welcome. Welcome to Wednesday Live and Power Hour with me, Nahkila Isha of Ashworth Life Sculpting. Bree, you are the first person on, and I am going to get us live over on Facebook. Actually, Facebook says it's still connecting, and it is not allowing me to get on live. So what I'm going to do is share this link on Facebook to let them know that we are actually live on YouTube because Facebook is having a connection issue. This is why it's so amazing that we go live on both places. So I will be pulling your card for you, Bree, in just a second. So let's see here. Thank you for bearing with me. So let's see, here we are. Okay. Yep, it's still not allowing me to log in. Okay. It will be letting them know where we are. So I'm going to log out of Facebook. Thank you so much again for bearing with me. There was some connection issues with Facebook. Number one, it didn't even log on at first. It said it was going through some maintenance. And now it's not even letting me get on live. So let's see. Greetings and welcome to Wednesday Live and Power Hour with me, Nahkila Isha of Ashworth Life Sculpting. I'm a divine interpreter, interpreting messages and methods from the divine that empower you to create and live an abundant life. So thank you so much for everyone that are joining live and everyone that is watching the replay. I am so super excited to be here serving you. So despite the connection difficulties we had, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me see what you're saying. Oh, Bree said I was trying to post something earlier on my own page and kept getting an error on Facebook. Thought it was me. Facebook may be having problems. Yeah, you know, it when I logged in, it said I couldn't even log in. They were doing some maintenance and to try back later. And so when I was able to log on, you know, usually I go live in both places, but it's literally not even loading enough to give me the option to press live. So no worries. It's a good thing that we go live here too. So let's see, which deck am I being led to pull your card from? Okay. Well, first of all, Spirit is saying to show you this support card. It's on the top of this deck and it says, offer your support to someone, experience the joy of serving others. And I was just told, let her figure that out. So I'm just showing you. I was told to show you. So now I'm going to pull your card. Okay, and I'm being told to pull your card from the Goddess deck. Okay, you got Artemis, and it says, you and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. So this is absolutely amazing because as I read this card, it's not coming up in the sense of protection that we typically think of when, you know, we get the protection card. But what Spirit is doing is reminding you that with these recent changes in your life, with your job and you transitioning into your purpose, Spirit is saying you are protected. And the way you strengthen that protection is by continuing to have that faith. Now, here's the thing. There are going to be things that are going to challenge your faith and challenge your resolve. I'm actually experiencing some things like that personally, currently. And what Spirit did was reminded me, like, you're going through that. It's like being in a tunnel. And right when you get to the end, to come out of that tunnel into the light, there may be a whole lot of crap that got pushed to the back and you got to work your way through it. So keep in mind that as you're transitioning, it's not going to be easy. There's going to be tests, but the way you get through it easily is by maintaining that faith, recognizing the tests for what they are, and they will come from every which angle. It'll be anything that you've ever struggled with, anything that pulls at your heartstrings, so many different things that would usually knock you off course. Spirit is testing you to see how much you have grown, how much you have learned, and just how strong you are. Because taking on the task of being a leader, being someone that facilitates healing in others, it takes a lot of strength. And if you aren't able to get through your own test, you will not be able to help others get through theirs. So Spirit will do things like this and will be reminding you, it's okay. You're protected. I've got you. You're covered. All you got to do is trust and do the work. So here's your first reminder of the day. I mean, I'm not going to say first reminder because I know you've gotten others as this transition has occurred, but Spirit is just letting you know you are protected, you are safe, you are supported, and you are ready to do this. So that is your card for the day, Bree. And let's see what you're saying. Girl, I was just in the shower crying for like 20 minutes talking to Spirit because I was feeling lost and fearful. And I asked myself, what does my higher self think about this situation? And then this message, breathe in, breathe out. Yes. So literally, and it's so funny because I literally got a message too. I got this card in my email that was speaking of my exact situation, and Spirit was just saying, sometimes you may get overwhelmed or you may get bored, but keep pushing through. What you're experiencing right now is disappointment, letdown, but this is a part of the journey. So everything that I've been going throughout my journey, like my whole journey, not just the point where I consciously chose to awaken, but just life, period. It's like when you get to the end of that karmic cycle, before you can go into that next phase of pure bliss and enlightenment, Spirit is going to throw everything at you. And when you can get past it, oh my goodness, it's going to be beautiful. So I was sharing this with Javi yesterday. Javi interviewed me for his podcast, The Bowtie Psychics, and check it out if you guys haven't. But I was literally telling him how I was having a moment 2 nights ago. And as I'm sitting there and the tears are welling up in my eyes, I'm like, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all my blessings. And literally I'm crying saying, I'm so grateful, but it's that, like, it's like we're human and it's going to come, it's going to flow, we're going to feel. But as long as we can stay in that state of gratitude, even if our human self is feeling a certain way, with this transition you're experiencing, it's huge. So even if your human self is feeling a little bit fearful, a little bit doubtful, you push that out of the way, and you do that through meditating, connecting with your guides, connecting with your higher self, and just reminding yourself, I am in control of my destiny. I am in control of my reality. I'm in control of my future and my now. And what I receive is of my creation. And when you not only say that, but believe that and know that and act as such, then you'll be shaping it to what you choose consciously. Because even if you aren't shaping it to something that's serving your highest good in a positive way, you're still shaping it. So you might as well choose how it's going to shape up. So yeah. So someone else just joined us. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with our breathing. So we do this every week. And for those of you that are here every week, thank you for being here. You know the routine, but for those of you that are joining us, welcome. Thank you for being here. If this is your first time, we do this so that we can breathe in that love and light and fill our bodies, our spirits, our minds, our souls with the divine light and love from our highest source of power. And then we blow out and exhale to release all that's no longer serving us. It also centers us and grounds us, and it really sets the energetic tone for the rest of our day. So what I'd like you to do is just close your eyes and relax, and inhale slow and deep through your nose, love and light, and then exhale out through your nose, all that's no longer serving you. If you're focusing on something specific that you're releasing, then focus on that and exhale that out, okay? As you're breathing, I'll be sending you Reiki. I have my hand on my heart chakra and my solar plexus, and the energy is super intelligent. So I'm using my body to send the energy to yours. So wherever your body's calling for it to go is where it'll go. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So inhale slow and deep through your nose, love and light. And exhale out through your mouth, releasing all that's no longer serving you. Again, inhale slow and deep, love and light. And release. And as you inhale love and light, allow your crown chakra located at the top of your head to open, opening your crown chakra now, allowing yourself to breathe in love and light. Breathe it into your flesh, breathe it into your bones, breathe it into your soul. And just allow that love and light to pour into your crown, traveling down to your third eye, extending out to your ear chakras, down into your throat, down into your heart, down into your solar plexus and your sacral, down into your root, and just feel that warm sensation of that love and light energy flowing down, down, down into your feet, and allow your feet to grow roots. Feeling these roots go from the soles of your feet, penetrating Mother Earth, going down into the core of Mother Earth, allowing yourself to connect with the heartbeat of Mother Earth, feeling all her loving energy flow into the soles of your feet, up to your root, your solar plexus, your sacral, then your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, extending out to your ears, and up and out through your crown. And allow that energy to connect you to divine source of highest light and love. And just feel that energy from your highest light and love, divine source, and Mother Earth just flowing through your entire body. Every cell, every bone, every crevice, just filling yourself with that love, that light, and that healing energy. And as you continue to breathe, I call on highest light guides, angels, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, ascended masters, grandmothers, grandfathers, guardian spirits, all of highest light and love. I thank you for filling this space and using me as a vessel of highest light and love. I thank you for guiding my words so that I may deliver a message that serves those I'm called to serve today. May their hearts, their minds, and their spirits be open to receive. Thank you, and so it is. Let's just go ahead and take a few more breaths, inhaling slow and deep through your nose, and release. And again, inhaling love and light, and release. And last one, inhale that love and light, and when you release, give sound to it. So inhale and release. When you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes and we'll get started. Hi, Mimi. Welcome. Welcome. Let's see. Rakita said, thank you so much for being a willing vessel for spirit. You're so welcome. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. Good morning, Dinelle. Good morning, Mimi. Thank you for being here. So I was telling Bree a little bit earlier that there were some difficulties going on Facebook. Wasn't allowing me to log in. So I was so grateful when Spirit said to start going live in both places. So also, I was sharing with you all that I will be traveling on the 26th. And so I will not be live, but what Spirit led me to do is to record a message. So at 10:30, that message will post to YouTube and it will post to Facebook. So although we won't be on together live, there will still be your weekly message at the same time. So, oh boy, we're going to see what that card's all about. I'm sure Spirit's going to tell us. My mom's here again today. It's nice to have her sitting here with me. Okay. So how is everyone feeling today? How are you feeling and what are you working on? I know, Bree, you have been really diligent with doing the 21 Day I Am challenge. How many other people that are on today. How many of you are actually doing that challenge, that 21 day I am challenge? And how's it going for you? For those of you that don't know, the 21 Day I Am Challenge was actually what inspired me to create this group. When I first started this group in 2016, it was originally called the 21 Day I Am Challenge. And it stemmed from a post, and Spirit told me to run with it. And I created a whole group around it. But what it is, it's where you get in the mirror, you state declarations to yourself in the mirror every day, claiming whatever it is you're choosing to become more of. And the reason why it's so powerful is because any phrase that follows I am, your unconscious mind believes to be true. And then if you add that boost of energy to it by putting I am grateful, I am so grateful, I am, and then whatever you're choosing and end it with and so it is, it makes it even more powerful. But when you do it consecutively for 21 days, what happens is your unconscious mind begins to rewire itself, and now you're vibrating at the frequency of those things that you're claiming. So then you begin attracting them. So it's a really, really powerful thing to do. And not just when there's a 21 Day I Am challenge, but actually doing it all the time. After 21 days, you may choose to cycle out what you're saying right now, and you may choose to replace them with other things, or you may continue with those or add new and keep some of the old. It's all up to you. But whichever phrases you start with, make sure that you do them for 21 consecutive days. If you skip a day, just start over. Day one starts over. Okay. So Bree said, yes, today is I am free to be me. Oh my goodness, yes. And so it is. She said, it's helping me through my transition. Awesome, awesome. It really is powerful, especially when you get in the mirror and you look at yourself in the eyes and you connect with your higher self and you say these phrases. It not only is it rewiring your unconscious, but it sets the tone for the start of your day. So definitely, definitely something good to implement. So now the first card we got, and this came in upside down. It's blossoming abundance. And I'm hearing the reason why it's upside down is because you're still blocking yourself from receiving all that you are entitled to. I'm hearing you're leaving money on the table. Every time you doubt, every time you fear, every time you allow yourself to get sucked into low vibrating energy of others, you're literally leaving money on the table. Now, the phrase money or the word money is coming up, but it's metaphoric for all the abundance in your life, whether it's peace, whether it's balance, whether it's stability, whatever abundance is to you, you're leaving it on the table. So Spirit is saying to get in control, get in your power, and to not allow anyone to steal your shine. And your shine isn't referring to, we think, oh, this person's shining, they're showing up and they're shining. No, this is your inner light. This is your inner light. Do not allow your inner light to be dimmed by anyone, but most importantly, by yourself. Just say to yourself every day, I am a master manifester. I am in control of my life. I am the creator. I am the magician. I am the miracle. I am the divine having a human experience. And live in that energy and be in that energy so that this blossoming abundance can flip right side up. Okay. So, is there anything else for this? I'm just hearing it's time for you to step outside on a limb and trust your wings. Literally, Spirit, and it's literally coming through as there's this little thin limb that the moment you put your second foot down is going to break. And Spirit is saying, perfect, trust your wings. And that's what transition looks like. Transition is the unknown. So when we're transitioning, what it appears as is that limb, that unstable limb, right? No matter how uncomfortable current reality may be, current situation may be, it's still more comfortable than stepping out on that limb. Unless you have wings and they work. And then if your wings aren't working, you trust that your divine spirit team will spread their wings and carry you until your wings do work. And then they're underneath you as a safety net, just in case you get tired, right? So Spirit is saying, trust in you, trust in the support that's being provided, and just allow yourself to receive abundance. You deserve it. Okay. So the next card is all tied up. What's the message here? Okay. So what I'm hearing is don't get all tied up in the drama and in the care of others that you forget about yourself. Some of us, we're so giving, so loving, right? That when someone else is suffering, we inject ourselves to save them, even at the detriment of our own peace, growth, and development. And so, what Spirit is saying is don't do that. Self preservation is first. You can't save anyone, they must save themselves. But the only way you can assist a person that's drowning with saving is showing them how to swim. And you do that by swimming your behind away from their drama to shore. You know what I mean? And they're looking and they're like, oh, so I do this and I do that and I kick my legs and that's how I get up out of here. You don't go swim towards them and get caught up in the same current that they're in and then you both go down. So Spirit is saying that it's time for you to put you first. It's time for you to release the chaos, the confusion, the noise, the extra. Because again, being there is keeping you from blossoming abundance. It's keeping you from blossoming abundance. So everyone has their own journey, including you. And you're at a period now where it's time for you to put you above all else. You're tied up. Some of you may be tied up in different aspects of drama. It could be the drama that lives right here, that doesn't involve anyone except for what goes on between these two ears. And if that's the case, Spirit is saying again, it's time to free yourself. Release yourself from the chaos, the confusion, the doubt, the fear, the worry, the stress. Release yourself. Let's see what you all are saying. Brigida said, years ago, I made up my mind that I was no longer going to kill me trying to heal others. Preach. Hi. Who is ISIS LLC? Welcome. I believe I can see your face. Welcome. You said release and heal. Hey, Diamond, welcome. I keep hearing that message. Yes, it's so true, and you and Bree both made a really valid point because when we think about love and we ask ourselves, what is love? Everything we've been taught, we've got to release it and relearn, because everything we've been taught morals and values and belief systems that are rooted in lies. So even the way we're taught or shown how to love is unhealthy. Everything has been to disempower us unless we were fortunate enough to be raised in an enlightened environment, which most light workers were not, right? Because we got to have that struggle. We got to have that story so we can heal and overcome it and then have something to share and, relate and connect with those we're serving. But we've been taught unhealthy patterns and behaviors. So even love, if we think about our grandmothers and our great grandmothers and how they were. I know personally, my grandmother, she was a perfectionist. She was a workaholic. My grandfather and I would be watching TV and we would be like, Momo, or he called her sweet, come sit down. My grandmother would never sit down. From the time she woke up to the time she went to bed, she was moving, cleaning, working, doing something. If she sat down, it was rare and it was probably for like 5 to 10 minutes, So as a result, when you see things like that, what do? You work, you push, even when you're tired, even when you're hurting, And then you see women from back in the day, they stick with men and in relationships where there's infidelity, there may be abuse, there may be things that are painful. Their souls may say enough is enough, but they've been taught you hang in there. That's being a good woman, Or they have children and they don't take a time out. You know, how many of our grandmothers and great grandmothers took a time out for a massage or a facial? You know what I mean? And that's what we saw. So as a result, we feel like loving someone means sacrificing self. It's not true. It's not true. We learn a lot of valuable lessons from the ancestors that come before us. However, sometimes those valuable lessons are how not to be, right? So definitely good. Hi, my beautiful aunt. Bree said, I'm doing a lot of unlearning in my life right now. Diamond said, that's me right now. I'm learning how to slow down and get out of the habit of things I know no longer serve me. It's hard, but it has to be done for me to ascend. And you know what, Diamond? I challenge you to cancel, delete that statement. It's hard, because with you saying that, you're claiming that. So although you're going to push through and you're going to make it happen, by claiming it's hard, you're sending that vibration. So in the process of you doing that, guess what? It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. You're going to do it, but it's going to be hard. Just claim, I'm choosing to do this. I'm choosing to release it. And it's happening with ease because it's my time. Right? So let's see. The next card we got is indecision. Indecision. And what's the message here? Okay. So what I'm hearing is you're indecisive about what you'd really like to do with your future, right? Now, the reason why this is coming through, you may be saying, no, I know exactly what I'm doing with my future, right? But if you say what you're choosing to do with your future, but then you're acting a different way, you're making different choices, what you're doing is you're sending a confused vibration to the universe. So the universe doesn't really know what to give you. So when you see yourself moving ahead a little and then not, and moving ahead and then not, or it just feels like no matter what I do, I'm stuck here. Well, it's time to dissect. What are your thoughts? What vibrational frequency are your thoughts sending? Because your words send a vibration, but if your words are not aligned with your thoughts are not aligned with your beliefs are not aligned with your actions, then you're not going to manifest what you're saying you're choosing for your life. So what Spirit is saying is that for a lot of us, we're sending a confused vibration. And in order for you to get out of that vibration of confusion, it's time for you to become very clear on what you're choosing. Be clear with your words, be clear with your thoughts, be clear with your beliefs, and be clear with your actions. And if anything is outside of what you're choosing, release it or don't allow it in. So get clear. Get clear. So dissect it. I like you to do that this week. Take some time, some self-reflection time. When we used to have our theme days of the week, remember, some of you have been here and remember we had self-reflection Sunday, right? Just because we don't do themes in the group anymore doesn't mean that it's not a good idea to still have a day of self-reflection. Actually, multiple days, but at least a day, or self-love Saturday. We don't do the themes anymore, but it's still good to have a day of self-love. More if you can, but at least one, right? So what I'd like you to do is take some time to reflect and ask yourself, why did this card come up? Because if you're here listening, whether it's live or whether it's the replay, this applies, right? So ask yourself, what am I sending? What is not aligned? Is everything across the board aligned or not? And then when you realize where this card comes up in your life, shift it. It's that simple. Shift it. But the first step to shifting is being aware, and it's really funny because you all may have remembered a few Empower Hours ago, I had shared how I have come to connect with my guides, and I have been literally asking for assistance with releasing the debris that's still there. Because a lot of times we go through these major healings, we go through these major releasing, and there's still debris. There's still things that may be lodged in our hearts or other chakras, and we're not even consciously aware. But when you ask for your guides, your healing guides of highest light and love, to assist you with healing and releasing all of the things that you're both consciously aware and unconsciously aware of, you'll be surprised what starts to come up. It's a trip. And literally, as I'm preparing for that shift into the next level of my ascension, there's so much coming up. There's so many tests. There's so many things, right? And like I shared, it's like I was sitting there, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Like a little baby. I'm so grateful. I was a grateful baby, but I was a baby. Now, the next card we got, and this one came in upside down also, which indicates that there's an area to improve or there's a block there, is rebuild. Rebuild. So, okay. So, what I'm hearing is in order for you to rebuild, you must first be willing to release, right? Because think about it. If you had a house that was built on a foundation where there was a bunch of termites and it just wasn't solid, there was cracks and creases, and you came in and you took that house and you just build this whole pretty house. It looks so pretty, but you're using the same foundation, you're using the same termite infested wood, the same rusted pipes. It may look pretty on the outside, but eventually that house is going to crumble. So the rebuild is coming in upside down is because there are so many people that are attempting to not only rebuild, but to build on that same faulty foundation. And when you're building on the same faulty foundation, what you're building is pretty junk. Pretty junk. My grandmother used to always say, and my mom too, anything worth having is worth working for. Right? So your peace is worth working for. How do you get peace? You heal and you release the trauma. Your bliss is worth working for. How do you get it? Same way. Heal and release the trauma. Your abundance, not just financial, but all areas of your life is worth working for. How do you get that? Heal, release the trauma. So Spirit is saying it's time for you to not build on a faulty foundation. It's time for you to get to the root and completely tear it down, break it apart, and throw it away and keep nothing but the lessons. So now you can use those lessons to make blessings, right? So it's time. It's time. The next card we got is teach. And again, this one is upside down too. All of these bottom cards came in upside down. So again, there's a theme here. We are all called to teach. We are all called to lead, right? But even before I heal, I could give someone really good advice, right? I could give really good advice. And I know we are all guilty of this one, where you can preach it, but you're not necessarily practicing it. On the outside looking in, you could tell somebody else how to live their life and have it be a great life for them, but your life is all screwed up, right? So in order for us to really teach, it's not just our words that teach. It's not just our words. It's our actions. That's really the biggest teacher. It's like that whole thing where parents say, do as I say, not as I do. But children learn from example. So it doesn't matter how much you tell your children not to do something. If they are seeing you do it, their unconscious mind is picking up on your every movement. And your words are just affecting them on a conscious level. So it's action that's the true teacher, right? So in order for you to help someone else heal, you got to heal. You could tell someone the answers on healing all day long, but until you heal, it's just words. It's just words. That's one of the things that, although I've worked with many people and I've seen them achieve success as a result of the work we do and the work that they put in to the work we do. The things that I share, the things that I teach, everything I've shared, everything I teach, I've done it. I'm not going to present nothing to you that I haven't achieved, right? And so that's how it works. Like, in order for you to really be an effective teacher, you got to do it. You got to do it. So these two really, really go hand in hand. It's like that foundation has to be strong and sturdy. And when that foundation is strong and sturdy, guess what you've done? You've now built this beautiful temple where you can now bring people in and they can be comfortable in your temple. Why? Because it feels familiar, but it feels like success. It feels like I've overcome. It feels like I can do this. It feels safe, cozy. It feels like home. But if you on this shaky foundation and they come inside your temple, they're going to be like, oh yeah, the pictures on the wall look good, but the walls behind it, like, do they know what a magic eraser is? So let's see what you all are saying. I just said, oh, I choose to release what no longer serves me in order for me to ascend. Got it. And so it is. And Bree said, right. I am a dope strategist for everyone else. I hear you, Spirit. It's true. I mean, and we can strategize for everybody. We could tell, because back in the day, I used to have some bomb advice. I did. Now my house was a mess, but I could come and tell you the phone numbers of Mary Maid. I'm not literally my house was messy, but that inner house was messy. And it's like when I cleaned my house, then the people that I would advise began to take action because I was taking action. I wasn't just speaking words, because if I'm just speaking, all it is words. You don't have any hope in the fact of my words changing anything because there's no example of change. So, yeah. Now, this last card came in upside down as well. And what it is dedicated effort. Dedicated effort. So, this card actually came up in a session yesterday, but literally, what Spirit is saying is that so what I'm hearing is you're putting in effort from time to time. I'm hearing also picking and choosing, but it's not dedicated because it's not consistent and it's not thorough. Now that's going to mean something different for all of us, right? For all of us. I can say for me personally, this card applies to with me and my ex-husband. We're not together, but I have this thing where when things don't work with people, it doesn't mean you got to hate each other. It doesn't mean you have to be enemies. You know what I mean? He's still there in my son's life. And I feel like, okay, so we're not together because of whatever reasons. And okay, we can be family. We could be cool. Right. However, I realize that situation is not healthy for me on any level. And so for me, the dedicated effort that Spirit is telling me to put in is you got to cut ties completely. Right. And so if I'm choosing to have peace in every area of my life, then I can't have a situation be alive that creates chaos and confusion. Right. So if you look at this artist, he is painting a picture, and there we go again to that loving and choosing to help someone out of their drama and trauma, right? And Spirit is saying you can't do that, only they can. But look at this. This artist is painting a picture. And we have the paintbrush and the canvas, and it's up to us what we choose to paint. But that picture is never going to get done if we're not putting in that dedicated effort. And again, that indecision, that message of chaos and confusion, okay, Spirit, I'm manifesting peace, but yet I'm welcoming in chaos and confusion. Excuse me, come again? Hello, Nahkila, light bulb, that doesn't make sense, right? And a lot of us are doing that, and maybe not in the same context, but we're doing that. So Spirit is saying it's time for us to allow ourselves to, number one, take a time out to reflect, literally dissect your entire life in the now. Like you don't have to go back right away, because first you got to realize where things are falling short in the now. Now, when you realize that, that'll help you realize what from your past you're being called to heal and release. But just focus on the now. Don't even focus on the future. Right now, dissect. What am I doing? How am I operating? Why is this turning out like this? Why is this not turning out like this? Okay, Spirit, now what? What can I do to shift this? Oh, okay. And then when you receive it, remember, Spirit will always give you the answer, but it's up to you to take action. It's up to you to trust while you're in action, because they all go together. If you just take action, but you don't have trust, you're manifesting exactly what you are fearing, because action alone doesn't bring about the results that you're choosing to create. Okay, so let's see what you all are saying. Bree said, I'm grateful for clarity. She said, oh, Lord. Diamond said, I just keep receiving confirmation after confirmation. I choose to be, yes, dedicated to my release and healing. Yes, 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 yes. I'm so grateful that you caught that because, yes, everything that we say is a declaration. And, we've all heard that life doesn't happen to us. Life is a response to us, and everything. See, think about it. We've talked about this before in an Empower Hour. Look at how deep the rabbit hole goes. Look at how we've been taught. We were taught to talk like that in school. We were taught to be in lack. We were taught to vibrate low. And so now we're at the point in our journey where we agreed to awaken, to shift, to heal, to change so we could start fulfilling our contracts. There's people that are waiting. They're waiting for us to shine our lights so that they can shine theirs. They right now they just don't know. You know, I've shared this story before how one of my mentors, Donna Lambden, she was someone I was researching Reiki one day. I can't even tell you how I stumbled across it. And I ended up going to this one of those franchise massage places. And I tell you, it was total waste of money. I don't know what the heck was going on. Didn't feel nothing. I'm literally just laying on the table. And I think I paid like $70 just to lay there. Nothing changed. No feeling, no nothing. Usually I would have been like, this is a bunch of mess. I am not ever doing this again. But see, my soul wouldn't let that happen because this was meant to happen because it was a part of my journey. So even after that first horrible experience, I still continued to search and research Reiki, and I stumbled across Donna. And when I went to see Donna for the first time, Donna was speaking to me. Number one, the Reiki was amazing. Amazing. Okay. Like I felt it all in my soul, physically felt it in my body. It was some things going on, and she wasn't even touching me. And I'm this first time, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. But afterwards, she had a talk with me, and she shared with me how her grandmother visited her in a vision and did one of these get to work, it's time. What are you waiting for? It's time for you to do what you came here to do, right? But there was more to the conversation. And as she was speaking to me, I felt in my soul that she was giving me a message that was so much deeper than what was actually being said. And when I left and I called my mom and I was like, I feel so connected to her. Like, I feel like she's like my spiritual mom. Like, I never met the woman before a day in my life, but I felt this instant connection. And so, life happens. And first thing we do when we're unhealthy is we give up our self-care. Why is that? I don't know, but it is. First thing. So I'm going through all this turmoil, all this sadness and pain. And, first thing I stopped doing is the stuff that is to care for me. And one of those things was Reiki. And so years later, I came back. Now, this was after I had gone to school and got certified in all these things and started to answer my calling and live in my purpose. And so when we met up again, she's like, well, what are you up to? And I told her, and she goes, I like to think I had something to do with that. I was like, I knew it. I knew you were giving me a message. But she was speaking to my soul, right? She was speaking to my soul. What she was saying to me was one thing, but my soul picked up on the message because it was time. And so right now, I'm speaking to your soul. This is the time when your soul has agreed to wake up. This is the time when your soul has said, this is when we get into action. This is when we answer our calling. This is when we serve and we do our part to help shift the collective consciousness of humanity. That's huge. We are a part of shifting the collective consciousness of humanity. But to do that, we got to listen to our soul. There's this thing. There's often times where you may be in a consultation or you may be presented with an offer and you may say, yes, this is for me. Yes, I'm doing it, And one of the things that I've come to know is when you say yes, if you don't take action right then and there, you're not going to do it. Because what happens is your soul feels it. Your soul hears it. Your soul is like, this right here is what gets us out. This is what starts the opening of the gate to get us from here to where we're choosing to go, to where we agreed to be, to where we agreed to go. But then what happens is that unconscious mind that's operating from a place of trauma starts to think of every reason why it's a no. Every reason why. And that stems from everything to I'm scared, I can't afford, I can't do, will it this, will it that? All the chaos and the confusion starts to play, and then it doesn't happen. Now, if that has happened to you, or if that is happening to you, let me tell you, don't beat yourself up, because there's also blessings in those lessons. Your soul is ready now, but it's about you getting on board and being where your soul is. Your soul is like, I'm ready. Let's do this. What you waiting for? You know? So you just got to trust. It's about stepping out on that limb and trusting your wings and trusting your support team, which is your highest light divine spirit team. So let's see what you guys are saying. Diamond said, throws confetti. I'm ready. Yes, let's do it. Like, you know what? There's so many blessings that come from healing. Let me tell you, last night, I was telling my mom this morning before I got on live with you guys. And last night, I was meditating and then I was breathing. And my guides, they talked to me and my guides were like, okay, breathe out. So then I'm like they told me how to do the breathing. So I did it, and then they're like, again, and I'm doing it again. Like I was in a full on session with my spirit guides. Okay. Like seriously, the way I am in session with people is how they were with me. They're guiding me, directing me, telling me what to do. Next thing I know, my is a sob, and I'm thinking like, oh shoot, my mama in there, and I don't want her to hear me crying, and so it just turned into me releasing, but that's a part of the healing. When you heal and when you connect deeper with your spirit team, they're able to point out the things that you didn't even realize were there. So as I'm doing this, I'm literally seeing, I see my heart chakra, and I see like this black energy. And that energy began to get absorbed. It was like every time it was getting absorbed. And the more that happened, then I saw the green light start to glow, right? And our heart chakra is represented by that green light. And it's like all of that hurt, all of that pain, all of that, whatever is lodged that hasn't fully been released, that's now the debris, that spirit is saying there's debris, get rid of it. It was being absorbed by my spirit guides. And then in its place, my heart chakra was vibrating and shining vibrantly. So that's just one of the things that comes from releasing and healing. You get to a point where you're self-healing on a much deeper level, right? You get to a point where when someone enters your midst, whether it's in personal life, whether it's in business, whatever the case may be, spirit will point out truth before you even get a chance to be affected or harmed. But this also happens before we heal. The difference is we don't always trust it. We don't always recognize it, or we feel obligated to have a tangible excuse or reason for saying, I'm good. This just isn't serving my highest good, But when we heal and release, we get to a point where it doesn't have to be tangible. Tangible enough is this feeling I'm feeling in my gut, this feeling I'm feeling in my spirit. That's my guides telling me, you and me, we ain't meant to be. And I trust it, So, yeah. Let me see. I'm going to pull another card. Let's see. How are we doing on time? We're doing good. Okay. I'm being told to pull from this abundance deck. Oh, I'm told to take all of them. Okay. So this first one came in upside down. There's a lot of upside down going on today. So really, Spirit is speaking to our blocks. Spirit is speaking to the things that we're still holding on to, that we're being called to release. It's really just the theme for today. There's a lot of blockage happening right now. It says, ever notice how when someone dreams of happiness, abundance, health, romance, or friendship, they never have to wonder if it's in their best interest. But when someone dreams of a specific house, employer, love interest, deadline, dollar amount, or diet fad, they often end up contradicting themselves. Keep your results general. Everything else is just a how. For the big picture, the universe. So whenever this card comes through, Spirit always tells me to clarify, because Keeping the results general just means you set your intention, but then you give spirit the room to make it happen. It means once you set it, you guys hear me say all the time, set it and forget it. And then you just allow spirit to work the magic known as divine intervention, you know? And so, literally, that whole confusion, that indecision, it's saying, make a choice, be very clear and concise on what you're choosing, and then get out of the way. Just trust, be in gratitude, be in action, and then the rest will fall into place, right? So, this next card we got says, when you look around you at those in the world who flourish, thrive, laugh, and love, those whose lives are filled with friendships, adventure, and abundance, aren't they more often than not, first and foremost, the dreamers? Whoa, coincidence? Or did you just luck out? Wink, wink, the universe. So, again, we talk often about embracing our inner child. And I believe it came up, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, about dreaming again, right? So, literally, the people that are the most abundant, it's because they are the ones that are easiest to allow their dreams to happen. Like, they dream and they believe in their dreams. They haven't lost that childhood quality. When we were children, we had all kind of dreams, right? And I've often said, as children, we believed we could do anything, so we did. How often when you were a child did you fail at the things that you believed you could do? Never. Did you? I know I didn't. Because as children, we don't have enough influence that has, people or situations or society, that influence hasn't yet kicked in. So we're still living in this world of infinite possibilities. There is no limit. And so therefore, we achieve it all. And so Spirit is saying it's time to get back to that. Dream again. Connect with your soul. Connect with your inner child. Dream as if there's nothing stopping you. If you could dream, no matter how ridiculous you think it is, if you could say, in my heart of hearts and my soul, the one thing that I would be doing right now, that every day when I got up, I couldn't wait to go to bed just so I could get up and do what I'm here to do, what would that be? Not thinking about how much money it pays, not thinking about the process to get there. Don't think about any of that. Only ask yourself, what would I be doing if I could do anything that would make me extremely happy and excited about life every day? What would that be? And whatever that is, that's what you're meant to pursue. All those other things, those are just obstacles, and obstacles are meant to be overcome. Obstacles can be overcome when you believe it. Those are just tests, and tests can be passed, right? So even if something that you love doesn't pay a whole lot, but you're like, look, I got this car note, I got this mortgage, I got these children. When you have faith, then you know, if I'm pursuing my passion, if I'm pursuing my love, and if I am in control, Spirit will make a way out of seemingly no way. It doesn't matter what it pays. You could walk down the street and have an earth angel give you a bag of money. Now, I know that sounds like far-fetched, but it could happen. You could win the lottery, and then you don't have to get paid at all for what you do. You could just do it because you love it. I mean, these are extreme scenarios, but it's possible. So Spirit is saying, allow yourself to dream again. And don't think about the logical explanations. Just dream and then connect with Spirit, and Spirit will help you realize your dreams, and every single thing that serves your highest good will be provided for. And it doesn't serve your highest good to be homeless or carless or any of those things, suffering on any level. So when you trust fully, Spirit's not going to let that happen. Now, I will tell you, while you're in the midst of trusting that Spirit won't let that happen, Spirit may let you feel like Spirit's not there until the final hour. I've had it happen plenty of times, right? Where I'm manifesting and I'm being called to trust. And then it's like, where you at, Spirit? We almost there, Spirit, and ain't much change. Like, come on now, where you at? you know? And I remind myself, you're being tested. You're doing the work. You're creating the positive karma. You're deserving of the blessings. All you got to do is trust. And then I do. And guess what? Final second at times. Spirit, you got here. Hugs and kisses, insert hugs and kisses. But it's like that sometimes. So remember that dream and then trust. Now, let me see what you all are saying before I go on to the next one. Diamond said, yes, someone in my accountability told me the same thing earlier this week. Focus on the what, leave how alone. Yes, that's key. That's key. Because you know what happens when we're so intentional on how it's going to come about, what we're actually doing is we're limiting our ability to receive. Because if we're focused on the how, then that is how we are choosing to manifest it. But that may not be the way it manifests. So now you're thinking, well, it's just not working. But no, it's just that you're not working it. When you get out of the way and you don't focus on the how, you leave plenty of room and opportunity for spirit to just, I always say, make magic occur, magic and miracles, And let's see, Dynell said, I am such a dreamer. I often joke, I'm super lucky, but I now realize I manifest. I achieve all my soul's desires. And so it is. And you know what? Being a Pisces, we kind of have an advantage on that because Pisces tend to be dreamers. And oftentimes, people may say, oh, your head's in the clouds. It's not a good thing. But in reality, it's a beautiful thing and it's a blessing. Sometimes people have to work a little harder to dream. But even when we are dreamers, just remembering that spirit always shows up and shows out. Having that faith and that trust is key. I cannot stress it enough. And I'm not even kidding. When I tell you, final hours, there was a situation with the 2018 Activating You retreat. There were 2 people that were planning to come and their vibration shifted, right? And there was one person and spirit said, refund her. Do not refund the other one. She will not be there. And I had to trust. I mean, it took a whole lot of trust. It even got to the point where we were reaching the final hour, and I'm all about the energy, making sure that the energy is vibrating high. It's positive. It's an energy of support and love and light, right? So the money, yes, it's great, but it's not the top priority. It's about creating shift and change, right? So I'm like final hour in it, and I'm like totally not even remembering what spirit done said. And I'm like, I told my mom, I said, Mama, I'm just gonna manifest it. I'm just gonna go ahead and refund her. And my mom was like, what did spirit say? What did spirit tell you? I was like, oh yeah. So I went into doing some major energy work, working with spirit, trusting, and I kid you not, I get an email. This is my 30-day notice that I will not be attending. And, and when I looked at the time of when that email was sent, and I looked up those numbers, spirit was talking about trusting, having faith. It's not a coincidence, right? But even in that moment where my mom reminded me of what spirit said, I still could have been like, no, it is getting too close. I'm refunding her. She gonna be there. Because she was making plans. She was gonna be there. But I trusted and spirit had me. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't care if I had to be there and not participate with y'all. Once I invested that money, I'm going to be there. I'm getting my free meals, my free warm room and board. I may not hang out with y'all, but I'm going to be there, But that was nothing but spirit because I had set the intention that all of the retreats would have a certain vibrational frequency. So anything that was outside of that, I wasn't focused on the how spirit would make sure that frequency, that energy was a certain way. I just said it and I forgot about it. And spirit stepped in and made it happen. But yeah, it was final hours. We were at the home stretch and I was sweating a little bit. I had to be reminded to have that faith. And so let's see, this one is upside down too. But what it says is, you want what you want because you know it's possible. If it wasn't, you wouldn't. This is powerful. Embrace it. For whatever else you believe or don't believe, this belief alone can take you the distance. And what you want wants you, the universe. So of course there's all kind of lack language up in here, but we get the picture, right? This is again speaking to that dreaming. We hear if you can conceive it. What is that saying? If you can, well, how's it go? You guys know how it goes. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it. Right. Yeah, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. So that's the whole thing. If you can dream it, if you can think of it, if it's a thought in your mind, then you can manifest it. So, but first you got to dream. Get out of the hustle and bustle of the rat race. I think about it. Think about how our lives are designed. We're children. We experience really fun times. Life is easy. Then we experience some trauma and life starts to get a little hard. And, we become adults. We're still living in that trauma, creating more trauma, and then our whole goal is to go to college, get a great job, and be in traffic all day, every day, and have a couple of kids and a dog or a cat in my case. And we're in this cycle of routine and doing what we feel is expected and what we've been taught is abundance, and we're not always happy, we're not always fulfilled, but we do it anyway. We're not dreaming anymore, we're on autopilot. Once we stop dreaming, it's harder to be connected to spirit. So it's all a part of the bigger plan to keep you disconnected. Once you allow yourself to dream again, your vibration elevates. When you just think about what did you say when you were children? When I grow up, I'm going to be, just thinking about that raises your vibration. Like, think about it and tell me what you feel. Soon as you think about it, your vibration goes up because you're back in that moment of dreaming, right? And when your vibration is high, you're more connected to spirit. So spirit is telling you to dream again. And then this one also came in upside down. Lots of blocks going on for us today. It says, while it's often thought that happiness may spring from having some serious bugs, it actually works best the other way around. Your divine financial planner, the universe. I'm going to read this again. While it's often thought that happiness may spring from having serious bucks, it actually works best the other way around. Your divine financial planner, the universe. Think about it. A lot of people think, once I have money, when I'm rich, when I'm financially secure, my life is going to be this and this and that. But in reality, when you're in that energy of happiness, when you're in that energy of peace, that's when you're in your power to create the abundance. The abundance doesn't create happiness and bliss. It's the happiness and bliss that creates the abundance. So we've been taught to be all backwards, just like these cars been upside down. We've been taught to be upside down. If you look at, I don't know how many of you have children or how many of you watch children programs, but that Lego movie, the first one, that movie was so on point with how society operates. It was so on point. I wasn't expecting that. When I see those movies with my children, I'm saying my children, my oldest is 22 now. My youngest don't really do much of seeing nothing with me. You got to force them at that age. But my mom's laughing. But at that time, he was still excited to watch movies with me. And it's just like, there's so many truths and messages hidden in these programs that come out. So if you haven't seen it, watch it, and I was just like, oh my goodness, this is so how society is, But yeah, and as I'm saying that, I'm hearing the song from that movie that everything is awesome, everything is cool when you work as a team. And as I'm hearing that, what Spirit is saying, it's when you're working with your spirit team. It's when you're working with your soul family. We have a spirit team in the divine realms of spirit, but then we also have a spirit team that's our physical soul family. And it's true. Everything is awesome when you work as a team. You're not meant to do this alone. You cannot do this alone. Not in the 5D and beyond, and not in the 3D. You've been blessed with help. So it's up to you to take it, So Yeah. Let's see what you all are saying. Um, Victoria said, conceive, believe, achieve. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, and Diamond said it really was accurate. So yeah, it was, right? It was a trip. But yeah, one of the things, that one card that was talking about spirit being your financial planner, during the interview that Javi did yesterday, I mentioned it earlier how Javi interviewed me for his podcast, The Bowtie Psychics. And if you have not checked him out, check him out because he's awesome. But anyways, one of the things that he brought up was the Grow Your Soul's Purpose course. And what I was explaining to him was, really what this course does is it teaches you how to be in business with spirit as your business partner. Right. Oftentimes we feel like, oh, I got to have this degree. I got to have this skill. I got to have this and that. And, but when you have spirit as your business partner, as your co-creator, spirit will guide you and lead you and tell you what to do in a way that reaches those that you're called to reach. Now I've shared this with you guys before, where in the past I struggled with presenting offers. I struggled with, offering the things that spirit has told me to create, to give to you, to help serve you, right? And so what I began to do was allow spirit to tell me when to do that. And then I was like, you know what? Whatever my hangups are, spirit, you just guide me. You got my word. I'm going to do it. Right. But this is a part of it. Spirit will guide me and tell me what to do. And I don't get that from a book. I don't get that from a degree. I get it from spirit. And so a lot of times, our perception of what it means to be in business, we don't always include that spiritual component, or at least not in a way where spirit is showing up as our business partner. So by the end of module 1, you're going to have the skills to be able to connect with spirit, and not just connect, but be guided by spirit. So if you're in business and you've been feeling like, you know what, there's just something that's missing, or yeah, I'm achieving some success, but I keep hitting a block, then I would suggest you connecting with spirit to see if the Grow Your Soul's Purpose into Your Soul Income course serves your highest good. And then if it does, move forward. I'm here to support you. There's a whole group for that course. And I'm there to support you along your way, not just while you're taking the course, but even after, while you're building your business. So it's really amazing. The feedback that I've gotten so far, it's really amazing. And I say that with confidence, not just because of the feedback, but because Spirit and I literally co-created it together. When I say co-create, I mean like literally Spirit will tell me what to write. I got so tired of the lack language and cards that I was channeling spirit and literally created a deck. It hasn't been in production yet because I'm still waiting on the artwork. But literally, when I say co-create, I'm not just using that as a metaphor. Like, I'm literally saying that I co-create with spirit. So that's where my confidence comes in, that it gets results for those it's meant to serve. That's also why I always tell you to connect with spirit, right? Because if you connect with spirit, and if spirit says, yes, this is for you, and spirit has helped me to co-create it, then magic is going to happen when it comes together. But if it's not for you, then you may get something, but it may not be as magical as it would be if spirit said, yes, this is for you. So, and I recommend you do that with everything, not just with me, everything in your life. When something is presented to you, before you say yes, you connect with spirit. Connect with spirit. It's like, and here's the other thing. Let me share this with you. And then I'm going to let you all go because we are 8 minutes past our time. But here's the other thing. So spirit taught me a very valuable lesson. I was asked to speak at an event that I'm really honored to speak at. I'm really excited to speak at. However, I typically charge to do speaking engagements, right? But with this event, I'm responsible for 10 tickets. And Spirit told me, yes, do it. So when I got that yes, I said yes to all the terms, right, that were laid before me. So I'm in the shower one day. You see a theme. Spirit talks to me a lot in the shower, brings me understanding and clarity a lot of times in the shower. So I'm in the shower and spirit was like, I said, say yes, but I didn't tell you not to negotiate. You charge to speak. So now you're paying to speak. I said yes, but that doesn't mean yes under the terms as it is, right? So I'm sharing this with you because that was a lesson learned, right? When you get the yes from spirit, don't stop there. Then you ask spirit, okay, spirit, I got the yes. Is there a way outside of the yes that I'm meant to do this, that serves my highest good? Is there any more information for me, right? You can just ask that. Is there any more information that's going to serve my highest good in this situation? And then Spirit will tell you, had I done that, Spirit would have told me that then. But it was meant to be a lesson, it was meant to be a lesson for myself in the future. And so I could share it with you. Because oftentimes we get that answer. I know at least me, and it's like, okay, yay, I'm doing it. Yay, whatever you say, Spirit, and then it's like later, Spirit's like, okay, now you got that lesson yet? So keep that in mind. Whenever you receive, it's always okay to ask for clarity. Deal with your spirit team, deal with the divine the way you did a person. If someone was talking to you and you didn't fully understand, or there was an inkling of, just this, you would ask for clarity. You can do it with spirit too. And even those of you that do readings, oftentimes when I'm mentoring people and they're, getting into doing the readings, what I tell them is, you don't have to just say, okay, this is what I received. I'm not sure what that means. If you're not sure, ask. Spirit will answer. So I'm going to leave you with that. I thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful. It's such a joy for me to be able to live out not just my purpose, but my dreams. This is something I truly love and enjoy. So thank you for allowing me to serve you. I leave you with peace, love, bliss, and abundance. And I'll talk to you soon.